Welcome to the month of October for you, Leo, sun, moon, rising sign. This is your horoscope forecast. We're going to draw your attention to some major changes that might be going on in your home life during this month. Some unexpected expenses, but it all works out in the end. You're divinely protected. And I'm really enjoying the energy for you of experiencing some real shifts in your values and in your worthiness regarding property, money, and wealth in your life. You're having a change of attitude, and we'll be diving into what that looks like for you. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian, and I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology. We are not sidereal here. One thing I'd love to share with you about this story of Lori is that I teach astrology, guys, and I'm an astrology teacher more than I am anything else. If you want to come join me at Sky Reader, it's my signature program, and it's coming up September 27th, 6 weeks live with me, weekly Q&A calls with me, Facebook private group, Discord group, 4 guest teachers teaching on other topics besides be your own astrologer, time your best life, relocation astrology, zodiacal releasing, grand aspect patterns and Sabian symbols, guest bonus teaching modules. It's extremely affordable for what you're getting for the time with me, and you get to keep the content forever. If you miss a class, there's a replay right away, and you don't have to worry about keeping up. If you get behind, the class is yours forever. I only teach it live, but you get to keep it afterward. If you don't want to study with me, try my friend Renn Butler of the Archetypal universe. I've got his book on my shelf. He's an amazing teacher, and I'm sharing his course with you because he's giving only my people a discount code. It's basically tell him I sent you, and he'll give you the early bird discount code, which has expired. But if you want to study 6 months with him and learn a deeper type of astrology to do with the archetypes, includes a lot of work with Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, the outer planets as well. It's a profoundly beautiful astrology. It allows you to see how you and the sky are interconnected and how your natal chart is part of a larger whole. And it's extremely fun. So go check out his course as well. I've taken that in 2020. And just because you're one of my people, you get the early bird rate that's expired for that class. Check it out below. All right. This is let's get away from promotion and let's get into the story of the sky. It is exciting to be your leonine self as a big fiery energy in the world. And I don't know, how are you guys feeling with Pluto across the way here, right? He's been tinkering with your marriage house on and off, significant love relationships to audience, clients, and marketplace. Been doing that since 2023. He's locked and loaded in this part of your sky for the next, 18 years. So you're really deeply being transformed through the mirror of relationship to others. So keep that in mind and take a few deep breaths as well. So that's a big backdrop piece that I just wanted to remind you of, and how you're holding fort for that intensity in your own life. First of all, the beginning of the month is going to bring us into October the 1st, and we're going to notice that even the day before, on the September 30th, Mercury, who is the messenger of the gods, is building up in a square to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is always going to try to bring something good. He's Santa Claus, fairy godfather. October 1st, the square is getting activated intensely, and by the October 2nd, it's waning. And partly it feels to me like news, information coming from a sibling one younger than you, extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, things to do with your local environment, your neighborhood, your neighbors, and information, conversations or news. And Jupiter is usually about bounty and abundance. It could also be something to do with taking into account, some of us make money from foreign countries, foreign lands, and distant shores, a very nice paycheck coming through, a very nice bump in your financial revenue at this time, connected to digital income, borderless income, money made online. And that can be all that this combination is. If you're having any kind of desire to travel, he's a travel protector in the house of travel, and he is also connected to Jupiter in a place of distant shores and lands, and it could just be nothing better than a beautiful opportunity, and you need to urgently take action on it to capture the opportunity to take a journey, to take a trip, to go away somewhere. It happens to be that when this is really activating in October 1st, the moon is squaring Mercury as well. So there also could be some desire to travel at the expense of a work obligation, and you're going to ditch the obligation, or even travel for a work obligation because of the work. And travel connected to siblings in general, or especially connected to a sibling one younger, could be in the narrative as well. If there's a darker or more difficult side to this, and it doesn't have to be that, I just want you to know that there may be something going on with the health of a sibling one younger than you. And Jupiter, because Jupiter is in the house of a medical facility called a hospital, but that may not be at all relevant to your narrative. So don't worry about that too much. Very few of you will have that side of it. Moving into the next storyline as we move through this month is we're going to notice that there is a full lunation cap coming up at 14 degrees of Aries. Now, my take on all full moons is that it's completing what you started on the new moon, which is on March the 29th. So March the 29th, or let's just say into early April, 2 weeks that follow, you planted a new beginning or a seed in the ninth house of God. Some of you might have begun a meditation practice, a new spiritual tradition, finding more spiritual philosophy. Maybe you planted an educational seed, academia, higher educational seed back then. Maybe some of you found a guide, mentor, teacher, shaman, healer that you wanted to work with. Chiron's up here, and you planted that seed back then. Whatever seeds you were planting in this ninth house space back in late March into April this year behind us are fulfilling and completing and ripening and harvesting. Publications belong here, including book publishing. So keep all of that in mind. And it's technically with Chiron here, some of you might be really leaning into education, like going to school, applying for colleges, or you've already done that. And that could be a fulfillment of the process that you began in the spring. International travel. You might have planted a seed that you wanted to travel a lot more internationally, and now the fulfillment is coming for you in October, and you may begin traveling after this eclipse, October the 6th, intending to fulfill a seed of an intention you've already planted. So this moon is going to last up to 6 months afterwards, so don't think about it as a moon and, it's like the moon happens on the 6th, and it can unfold over months, 6 months to be exact. The next thing to be conscious of is October, and Mars is the ruler of this lunation. I want to say when Mars is in the fourth house, quite often people expat. Okay, but you're probably not going to be an expat, meaning you're going to move to another country and live there for the rest of your life. But you're probably looking at some travel from your home. So I would say that a lot of you will be looking at opportunities for travel from your home that first week of October. Okay. Now, short distance or long distance. Now, October 7th, 8th, we're now moving into the second week of the month. Mercury will square Pluto. That's because Mercury will cross out of Libra, all righty, and Mercury would have been in Libra since September the 18th. And now he moves your third house of siblings and travel and writing and communicating and social media, busy you. Now Mercury moves into your fourth house, Scorpio, where he will stay until October the 29th. So the whole month he's here. And as he moves into this part of the chart, he immediately confronts Pluto in the house of long-term committed love and relationship. And also your audience and your marketplace and your clients. It depends on what kind of life you're leading. And there is conflict, maybe because of the square from Mars. This could be a very challenging conversation with a long-term committed love partner. This could involve confrontation, aggression, division, and it could even be about division of assets. Who gets the dog, who gets the car, who gets the house. There's something intense about this, but it also could be indication. Mars is like, do you want to change your home? Are you ready to move to a new place? That's a possibility with Mars here. And Mars is in Scorpio. I got here September 22nd, and he's here till November 3rd. And that's going to look like, I'm out of here. I'm moving out. Or someone else is moving out of the house at which you live in. And that's the changes in home I alluded to. When Mercury here, it's also about agreements, negotiations, and contracts. Possibly some of you are making contractual agreements to get the heck out of your home. And this all eventually will sextile trine Saturn, who is the Lord of rental agreements. So it's possible that by the end of the month, some of you have moved your home, secured a new rental agreement, and had to have a difficult conversation with a significant person in your life as this process is underway. If you have been doing any construction in the home, any renovations, etc., and Saturn rules the labor force for you, then you are looking at agreements, contracts, conversations to execute the construction plan for what needs to be built or done in and around property, land, real estate, and home. one thing about when you have Mercury in the fourth house, there's a lot of conversation or a lot of ideas going on alone at home at night in the private life, domestic life. There's a lot of thinking going on down there as well. We'll get to more of that as this month progresses. On October the 8th and 9th, Venus will sextile Jupiter. Now, this is the best aspect of the entire month, in my humble opinion, coming off of the conjunction in August. And you planted a new seed in the 12th house in August to do with maybe wanting to generate digital revenue, travel abroad, get rid of your addictions and self-undoing and bad habits. For those of you Leos who know that you have got to get rid of that addiction or that self-sabotaging habit, this is a nice turning point for you. Venus says, let go of the thing you put through your nose or mouth that isn't going to be good for you. And Jupiter says, I got your back. You got this. So if you have any bad habits or patterns, food styles even, that need to change for your better health, this is exactly that story. This can really shift that for you without a doubt. It's a very beautiful turning point around self-undoing addictions, health, food, things like that. But it's also a money story. Jupiter is increasing your expenses, perhaps. He's going to be here till next July. You better get used to it. Just as much as he can increase expenditures and expenses in your 12th house, he can also bring you enlightenment. He can also bring you international travel. He can bring you a guru. He can also get you to look more clearly at past life hang-ups that keep you from prosperity. So there's a lot of good stuff with Jupiter here. But as he is around October 7th, 8th, 9th, looking over at Venus, 10th. Let's go 6 to the 10th. There's a recalibration around financial matters and values around money and worthiness for wealth. Venus is literally with the South Node, which represents past life. Jupiter's in past life house. You're looking at like breaking free of old lessons you learn, some from childhood, some from past lives, that keep you from being able to honor your value, your worth, and your need for monetary compensation for what is, your worthiness, basically. Venus is in the house of possessions. You possess a home, you possess a car. South Node's let go. Mars says cut away. Some of you may be clearing out the decks and selling stuff that you own that's in your house, or even getting ready to sell your own home. These are also possible storylines. We'll have Mars 6 weeks from now in your 5th house. And Mercury will be also moving in and out of that, which is to say the gains of the prosperity of the gains of selling a property coming into your pocketbook. So let's see how that looks down the road for those of you contemplating this narrative of selling a property or releasing an object like a car or something of value that you own so that you can decrease your expenses, basically, right? Deeper underneath all of that is the soul work. There is soul work here to look more deeply at. There's an eclipse here, right? Last month, your values and your self-worth regarding worthiness to be wealthy or wealthier. Now, on October the 11th, Venus goes into a tug of war with Lord Saturn. Venus is always doing her best, but she's fallen, not in a good shape here, and she's having a difficult conversation with Saturn. You'll feel it on the 9th, and you'll feel it on the 10th and the 11th and the 12th and the 13th. Begins to wane by the 13th. Let's go from the 9th to the 13th-ish. There is a very difficult constriction on your money, on your pocketbook, on your wallet. Something feels like you feel stuck financially. Something feels constricted and constrained. Jupiter rules the house of children. There may be some financial hardship for one of your children, and it's tugging on your expenditures and pocketbook as well, for example. So, whatever this is about, or one of your children wants to go off to school and you have to pay for it, whatever this is, it's definitely feeling like you've got to hit a kind of a wall in order to go through it, not go through the wall. Don't just hit the wall. And again, you're learning about your values around your worthiness, and especially those that you were learning as a child. Mercury says with Mars, excavate your childhood. What were you taught about financial worthiness? Because you want to bust through this, and you can do it. It's a destined, fated, once every 18-year opportunity to turn a corner, and it's even rarer than that with Saturn in the 8th house. So turn a corner on your money issues is what I'm telling you, if you have them. Second of all, not necessarily true, but possible. Okay. There may be some financial money coming your way through a legacy wealth transfer, mom, dad, someone up the line, a grandparent passing money towards you during this transit. It just feels hard because you're sad, right? Oh, Grandma Jones died or whatever, and I miss her, but I'm getting, a chunk of money. So keep in mind, if money comes to you from any kind of loss, then that's just why it feels so hard. Venus means money feels hard here. Money is enduring. I need to be financially resilient, you're saying to yourself, even. Again, this is really the 9th to about the 15th, the 9th to about the 13th of October. Then Venus is also going to move out of Virgo, and thank God, right? She's been in her fall in Virgo since September 19th. So that's where your money expenditure problems and financial issues may have been straining you, starting around September the 19th to October the 12th, 13th. And then she crosses the border, and here she goes. Now, this story is wonderful because she's in her home kingdom of Libra, your 3rd house, and she's going to hang out here till November 6th. This can really love you up when it comes to the following themes: travel, short distance, skills-based educational opportunities, connections to siblings, particularly the one younger than you, being strengthened. Good luck for the sibling one younger than you during that 3-week transit, October 13th to November 6th. And also, if you're a communicator, a marketer, a seller, a writer, a social media beast, you're going to get a nice glow up, a popular appeal, success, etc. This is a good time to meet someone new if you're single. Love can be generated from online dating or bumping into someone in the local neighborhood and at a party or at a social event or at the store, and meeting a new love partner as well. If you're single looking for a relationship, Venus trining Pluto will bring you a transformative, powerful, game-changing love story, to say the very least. And with Uranus surprising you, coming out of the blue. And, Uranus says maybe from friends, social events with friends, groups of belonging, an introduction to someone new that you're going to meet from an elder sibling or one younger than you. But again, it kind of blows your socks off. If you meet somebody under this transit, you will be forever transformed and yet also pleasantly surprised. I'll go on a few dates during that time. You're probably saying, when? Well, it's pretty cool. October the 14th, 15th. All right, 16th, around that time frame. Those of you in existing love relationships might take a leisure trip with your significant other to go on a journey, to take a travel opportunity with the one you love and enjoy that time together, and maybe also travel with friends or siblings, or because of friends and siblings at the same time. The next story that you need to be watching out for in a positive way, it makes it sound scary, right? Is we're moving now into the 3rd week, right? Where are we? Yeah, the 14th to the 21st. And it's one of those gnarly squares, okay, coming back to haunt us. Now, I find that the squares are not the worst thing in the world, so take a deep breath. Their urgent opportunity must be attended to, especially when Jupiter's involved. So again, people get scared of squares, but the sun in Libra, shining brightly in this part where Venus has been called bonifying it, making it positive. Okay. Squaring Jupiter. You start to feel it on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 14th to the 18th of the month or so. 14th, the 18th of October. Jupiter wants to give you blessings. He's been helping you deal with expenditures or undue expenses. Here's a tip for you. Be generous. Buy the homeless guy a sandwich, give money to charity, offer someone financial help in need. When Jupiter's in the 12th house at the feet of the guru, you can be better served by being more generous, even when you feel constricted. Keep that in mind. So as the sun is moving through your 3rd house of travel, skills-based learning, local neighbors and neighborhoods, sibling one younger than you, educational opportunities, writing, marketing, selling, communicating, the online world, you get an opportunity that needs you to take action. Venus is blessing it. Jupiter is blessing it. Whatever the opportunity is, it requires you make a decision and take an action. And it may be any of the themes I talked about: an opportunity to go on someone's social media podcast, opportunity to travel, an opportunity to maybe move out of your home into a new neighborhood. Mars is still in the fourth house, where he's going to be saying, do you want to move your home? Do you want to move your home? I'm here. I'm helping you move. He'll be asking you that question till November the 3rd. You might want to move into a new home with a friend in a local environment, like one of your childhood friends, university, high school, elementary school, or move in with a sibling or move in with a cousin. But there's an urgency around opportunity and change of location or travel opportunities. And you just need to make a decision and say yes. Okay. All righty. So this energy, as I said, is playing out about the 13th to about the 19th, up till the 19th of the month. And on October the 19th, Mercury will bump into Mars. Now, this is not just on the 19th, just so you know. You can say it's happening for quite a while as it builds up. So you can say from about the 16th to, goodness gracious, about the 21st, 16th to the 21st. What is it that you need to decide on regarding your home life? Do you need to move? Do you need to get a contract to get the roof repaired? Do you need to have that very difficult, argumentative, but powerfully important discussion about joint finances with your spouse? Do you need to talk to somebody about the possibility of selling a home? Are you selling the home and this is a turning point of that process of selling? Are you need to refinance your mortgage? This is the kinds of really intense themes that are picking up speed here around this time. So yeah, like let's go 16th to the 21st. What is going on here? Jupiter is flowing to it all and blessing it. So again, it's a very positive month in so many ways. It's going to feel better than not. October 21st, Libra, new moon, 28 Libra. Let's talk about this right here. A fresh start and a new beginning in the idea of neighbors and neighborhood. Sometimes I see new moons in the 3rd house. People just change their neighborhood. They locate a home in a different neighborhood. That's simple, okay? This can also indicate a new fresh start when it comes to writing projects, social media projects, websites, a new beginning or a fresh start in a relationship to a sibling, one younger than you, a new beginning and a fresh start because you're going to go to school and take a course and you're going to apply and it's going to start a new educational process for you. A new beginning because you're traveling, a new beginning because you're traveling and you're single and you meet your love of a lifetime. These themes could be emerging. New moon happening, of course, is experienced as something October 21st. Add at least 2 weeks to see some of the information coming at you, but know that it can be up to 6 months for it to completely unfold itself, right? Now, in the very last week of the month, October 21st to the end of the month, we have another square. Sun is going to move out of Libra, where it has been traveling, Sun in Libra for about a month, and the Sun will move into Scorpio, where it will be for another month. So this is October 23rd or so, at a month. Now, the Sun in the 4th house as a principle can be difficult for sleep. You might have too much going on. It's a spotlight in the midnight hour. So this is always a time of year, happens every 3rd week of October to November, where a lot of Leos are not, they're sleep dysregulated. So keep that in mind. It's not your fault. But now with Mars agitating down here too, and Mercury at the beginning, your mind might be going overtime. I really want you to be careful about, I want you to meditate. I want you to do some esoteric breathing and yoga, because this is where I can see you tossing and turning a lot at night. Toss and turn at night, October the 23rd, sure. And at least until Mercury leaves this part of your sky. We'll get to that in a minute at the end of the month. So the last week of October is like you are maybe lacking a good night's sleep as you are thinking too much about things that are troubling you. Could be involving money, finances, investments, taxes, shared resources with your spouse. Could be about you're moving and it's a chaos and you can't sleep in the new bed and you're not sure about the new hood. I don't know, things like that. It's intense energy. Jupiter still is looking at you, blessing it all, trying to say, it's okay, I got your back, this is going to work out. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, Mercury is and then first it's Mercury and then it's Saturn. So it's a 1-2 punch. Mercury is starting to create a beautiful energetic flow called a water trine that's very fortunate for most people to your 8th house of chunky money, investments, shared money with a partner, unearned income, and to Jupiter in the house of backroom deals and negotiations, hospitals, distant shores, and lands. Some of you are looking at the possibility of Saturn and elder and hospital and legacy wealth. Okay, end of story. Some of you may be looking at a passing of an elder and a prosperous abundance coming your way from your family of origin upline. This also can look like an energy where you are planning that move, as I keep saying, and now you've got the financing, the mortgage is going through, you got the escrow in place. It's an expenditure, but it's also an investment. You're feeling good about it. Some of you are just signing a contract to leave the home, and it could be a rental because Lord Saturn rules your house of rentals, and you're ecstatic and you're excited, and you're signing a lease to get the heck out of where you live. And that's another way it could also play out. Mercury is the contractual details, right? And the negotiations. And we're going to feel that energy playing out here on October the 25th, I'd say the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. Then Mars takes over. So it's like all the thinking, negotiating, contracts, agreements, conversations lead to action. And so then by the time we get to the end of the month, from the 27th to the very end of the month, now you're executing the action. You're packing the bags, you're kicking the person out of the home, you're signing your mortgage documents, you're buying that property, you're selling it. It's happening. It's now happening. Or the person's passed away, an upline elder, and now you're in the thick of the aftermath with the actions you need to take in order to finish it, well, things happen when people pass away, right? We do like funeral arrangements. Now, don't forget, because of Saturn's involvement, this would be an elder. This is not you're 20 years old and I'm talking about your 40-year-old parent. Take a chill pill. We're talking about somebody who could be quite elderly, and with Neptune maybe leaning into a bit of dementia at this time of their life. Now, the last thing about the month ahead is Mercury crossing the Rubicon into the sign of Sag. Now, Mars will join him, by the way. Mars will enter Sagittarius as well on November 3rd. But Mercury only makes it to about 6 degrees in retrogrades. So he's here only till November 19th. And then he comes back later. So it's a very complicated story because this is the gains of property sale and he's the negotiator, and Mars is there's going to be the potential for a property sale or a legacy wealth transfer, and a lot of back and forth regarding negotiations. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, something like things that's going to move forward. Now you have to renegotiate something. Keep that in mind for those of you in legacy wealth transfer or property sale engagements. Or, you or someone wants to move to the house and it looks like it's going to happen. And then there's a backtrack and then there's a forward motion again. So this is what November looks like. Now, the energy of Mercury here is a surprise because of Uranus across the way. And it could be that something hits you out of the blue to do with information about a child, information about a friend, information about a creative project, like some news or information could surprise you down here. Now, this is the house of children, right? And Jupiter does rule that. So there could be something about one of your children that I would say expenditures regarding a child, and information or news about the expenditures you might have to be supporting them or helping them with. And you could also look at Mercury here because of his wedge to Pluto. You see that wedge? And he also has a wedge. Well, no, he really has a wedge to Pluto. There may be a surprise related to a legal agreement connected to a lover, a child, or a spouse. Uranus is in the house of a sibling one older, and the surprising energy could come through a sibling one older than you. That's another possibility, or connected to a sibling 2 younger than you as well. So keep that in mind. And lastly, it's only short, guys. It's like happy Halloween, right? Like what's going on? And then it's over. So 29th, 30th, 31st, some unexpected information or news. And because Mars is about to move into the house of children, which is often a sign of a child, maybe it's separation from your child. Somebody might be moving out of the home. It could be one of your children. And this is just a surprise information that precedes the actual move. Okay. For example, if you're an artist, a creative, an entrepreneur, there's a potential windfall here. I know it's an opposition, but this is the pennies from heaven, windfall energy. Mercury is like the lottery ticket. Pluto is the wealth. maybe your partner or your elder sibling or a sibling too younger or you or your kid hits a jackpot moment and it's just a financial surprise, like, woohoo, we won the lottery, or we won the casino game, or the bingo hall, or something like that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit my notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And don't forget to check me out on Patreon, Substack, and other places where I hang out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Come join me in Sky Reader, or maybe think about Renn Butler's 6-month amazing course. He definitely underpriced it. And I'll see you guys on another video.